inside to the studio, or literally on the couch. I'm joined here by Brendan.
Hello.
Who will take us through some of the teams in the Super League that are playing this season. So what's All Abilities Cricket about? Well, it's about giving everyone who has an intellectual disability the opportunity of playing cricket at the level that suits them the best. We have two divisions. We have Super League and we have 10 over Tonk, so we can cater for everybody. Brendan, how many teams have we got in Super League this season?
We've got 5 teams this season.
What are the teams?
There's Sky, Croydon Rangers, M.A.A.C.A Creek, Yarraville and Moravan.
Okay, so why don't we go through each of the teams and have a look at their prospects for this season. First team I want to look at is Sky. Sky only have a Super League team, but last year they won the grand final, so I expect that they're raring to go this season. They have a bye in the first round, so that gives them an extra couple of weeks of pre-season training. I presume that Matthew Jackson and Dave Alford will be playing again this season, so watch out for them. Matthew's a gun batsman and a gun bowler, and David is a gun batsman. So I expect them to be really strong again this season. Brendan, what do you think?
Thanks, Chris. For Sky to win back-to-backs this season, I think they'll do pretty well. They're pretty much the front runners to win. They showed that at Rangers home ground in last season, and they won. They made like 170 odd and the Rangers made 130 odd, and even though we lost. So I think they've got a pretty good chance of doing it again.
Thanks, Brendan. I think you're right. I think Sky have got a very good chance. Speaking of Rangers though, Sky played Rangers in the grand final. What do you think about Rangers' chances of going one better this season?
Yeah, even though we got a home final last season, Rangers did pretty well. Unfortunately, what they didn't do was take a few opportunities as best they could. With Rangers, we have 2 opportunities to look forward to. We have Dana Hopkins and Lachlan McRae. Now, Dana Hopkins is an all-rounder who can bat and bowl, and Lachlan McRae, who's an all-rounder with a fun feel for bowling.
I think you're right, Brendan. With both Dana and Lachlan coming off all Australian duties,
yeah,
that's a great spearhead that the Rangers have got.
Yeah.
Plus you've got guys like Zach Zemenis, you've got guys like Richard LeBrock, Sean Double, who can really bolster the batting. So it wouldn't surprise me if they could go one better and get that grand final this season.
I agree.
So the next team I want to talk about is Moravan. Moravan are one of the founding clubs in the competition. They have a big membership and I expect big things from them this season. They disappointed a little bit last season by not appearing in the finals, but I expect a big turnaround from them. Their captain this season, they've got 2 captains. They've got Big Shawnee Ducks, who I took over to Adelaide in the 2020 competition with Special Olympics. He's a big man with a big heart and he's got lots of ability. The other captain they have is Peter Zabantis. I don't know much about him, but I hear that he's quite talented and he's going to make a great leader. Of course, Rod Pettit and Matt Saunders are still there. Rod Pettit is an exceptionally talented cricketer, both as a batsman, bowler and wicketkeeper. There is nothing that Rod can't do. And Matt Saunders, well, his bowling is something to be seen to be believed. I expect big things from Moravan this year, and I expect them to see them in the finals later in the season. So, Brendan, what do you think about Moravan?
I think Moravan have got a slightly good chance, and that Rodney Pettit guy is can both bat, bowl and wicket keep. And I think he's the voice of the team. Good.
Okay, so let's go on to the next team now. What's the next team we're going to talk about?
The next team is going to be M.A.A.C.A Creek. The next team to point out will be M.A.A.C.A Creek. Now, Zach Tagg, who is their leading run scorer, is chosen to be captain. Other players of note are Braden Oggies and Steve Ingram. Now, Braden has an injured shoulder, so he'll play as a batsman. And other people to point out last season were Mitchie Cutterabble and Damien Norwell.
Yeah, I think you're right, Brendan. M.A.A.C.A Creek last season went very close to winning most of their games. And despite the travel from Bendigo to play games down in Melbourne, I think that they will do very well this season.
Yeah, they'll do heaps well.
Okay, so the last team we want to talk about is Yarraville. We actually welcome Yarraville to the competition for the first time. They are the unknown quantity. We don't know a lot about them, but based on the fact that they've got a strong competition, they've had strong competition in the past on the western side of Melbourne. We expect them to do well. We hope that they will do well. We hope that they enjoy being in MAACA this season, and we can only expect big things from them as the season goes on. So Brendan, what do you know about Yarraville?
I don't know anything about Yarraville, but I hope they do their best.
Yeah, we all do, because each team doing its best gives us a strong competition. Well, that's it for the time being for talking about the teams, but don't forget the season opener on the 25th of October. We have an opening ceremony down at Moravan at Morley Reserve. We hope that everyone can, as many people can come along and see the opening ceremony plus the opening game between Croydon Rangers and Moravan in Super League, and Ferntree Gully and Moravan in 10 over Tonk. Axe Creek and Yarraville are playing on the same day at their ground, so we hope that they do well as well. So this is Chris and
Brendan.
And for the time being, that's it from MAACA TV.